Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. My name's Melissa and this is my baby named Smokey. She also happens to be my filming buddy, so every time I make a video, she's right here with me. Around here, we do all types of beauty content and sometimes I throw in a few lifestyles here and there whenever I kind of want to. And I do make 2 videos every week, sometimes more, but never less. And you guys, it's that time of the month. At the beginning of every month, I pick out a handful of products from my collection, just enough to make a full makeup routine, and I use all of the products during the entirety of the month, and I really get to know all the formulas, and I get to test them thoroughly. And right at the end of the month, I come back on here, and I also do make a post about it, so if you prefer reading about my thoughts, then be sure to look out for that. But I like to come back and tell you guys my thorough thoughts and reviews on each product that I use. So this video is kind of a big mix between speed reviews, a declutter, and a try on because I do try every single product on for you guys. So the look we're going to go for is completely full glam because we're not going to skip any steps today. We're going to do every single thing. And before we get started on the actual makeup portion, I also choose a fragrance to use all month long as well. So I kind of want to give you an updated review on the fragrance so you kind of have a good idea of how I'm feeling about the particular scent. So the fragrance I picked out for this month is by Michael Kors and it's called Sexy Amber. Now I can't tell you how long I've wanted this scent. This has been on my wish list for just about ever. I remember smelling this a long time ago and I've really wanted it ever since then, and I finally just got my hands on it. And if you can't tell by the name, it's a very amber heavy fragrance. And I do really tend to enjoy amber in a fragrance, so I was really excited about that being the main note. However, as I began to wear this scent day in and day out, I noticed that it began to smell somewhat soapy on my skin, and I really did not like how it smelled on me in particular. It got so bad to the point where I completely stopped wearing it because I was gagging every time I put it on. So this is definitely one of those scents that if you're into, I would definitely recommend going to smell it before you buy it. This is not a blind buy fragrance because I think this is one of the ones that changes on everybody's different skin. So needless to say, my experience with this fragrance has not been very good, but I'm still really open to trying more from Michael Kors. So now we're going to move right into the makeup, and to begin with, I have absolutely nothing on my face except this little dark spot patch right here. I'm currently in the midst of reviewing this, so I do have to keep this on. So what we're going to do is just completely work around it today and pretend like it does not exist. So the first thing we're going to start with is our base products, and I'm going to go ahead and apply my lip prep set first, and this is from Floss Beauty, and this is called my new favorite lip gloss, and this is in the shade called Yule. Now I think it's kind of ironic that it's called my new favorite lip gloss because this is far from my new favorite lip gloss. I think this is absolutely awful and I do not recommend this. Now when you smell this, it smells like a mixture between a sweet vanilla and a coconut. Now what I really don't like about this is the consistency. It is definitely more like a lip oil than a lip gloss, and it performs just like a lip oil as well. So I'm the kind of person that likes to apply lip gloss multiple times throughout the day, and this just doesn't do it for me, and I've been mad about this all month long. Now, if you look at it on my lips, there's absolutely no color to it. It's just a very soft shine. There's no stick to it or anything. It doesn't feel obnoxious, but I just don't like really anything about this. So this is definitely one of the products I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Now for our all over face primer, I'm going to take this Clarins SOS primer, and I got the one that's supposed to be for minimizing dark spots, and this is in the shade Coral. So the way I apply this is because it has a pump dispenser. I just put 3 pumps into my palm of my hand. And then I just go ahead and put all these little dots all over my face so it blends evenly. And then once all the dots are applied, I just rub it in. And I did notice with this shade in particular that it does give me some color to my skin, like a nice bronze tone. And I have loved this so much throughout the month that I have worn this plenty of times on its own without anything over the top of it. It completely smooths out my skin, it fills in my pores, and it really just looks overall just like a really nice product. I know that they sell this SOS primer in different variations to target different areas of concern, but I really like this one, and if I ever bought this again, this is definitely the one I would purchase again. I really love how this looks and just makes my skin look underneath foundation as well. I don't know if you could tell in the camera, but that just gave my skin the most beautiful bronze tone glow, and I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this in my collection. Now for the eye primer, we're taking this product from Kypris Beauty, and this is called the Illuminating Eye Serum and Primer, and it's definitely a serum product. And it does come in a glass pipette. So what I do is I just drop a few dots onto my eye. And this is a 360 product, so it can go around the entire eye and under eye area. And my experience with this product this month hasn't been very good either. I just don't like the texture of this, and I find that it does not do anything as far as priming. I do know this is a super expensive product. I think it's like $120 for this one little bottle, and I don't think it's worth it in the slightest. I've blended this both with my finger and with a brush and find that it does soak in the best with my finger, and I'm able to control where I place the product more with my finger. So this is another product that I'm going to be decluttering from my collection. Now it's time to go in with our foundation, and guys, I have a lot to say about this. This is from Wander Beauty, and this is called the Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation, and I have mine in the shade Light. Now this does open up to a very nice doe foot applicator. But if you also wanted to apply this foundation with your hands, you can just pour some into the palm of your hand, but be very careful because this is a very liquidy foundation, and I have made a mess on multiple occasions by doing that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply this to my face by section because it does dry pretty quick. So I just like to work in little sections. And I found the best way to apply this for the most seamless finish is to use a beauty sponge. So I already went ahead and dampened my sponge, and I'm just gonna go ahead and work on this section of my face first. And I really like to press this foundation in with my sponge. And when I used a brush with this, I got so many brush streaks on my face that I couldn't even fix it. It was horrible. And it did look good with my hand application as well, but it did look a lot heavier when I used my hands. Now, when you use this foundation, you're gonna get absolutely full coverage with this. And I know skin tints and tinted moisturizers are in right now, but let's be real, not everybody wants light coverage. Some of us want full coverage. So this foundation will definitely take you there. And if you apply it with a sponge, you're just gonna get a very, very light coating of it, and it just looks really nice on the skin, and it doesn't sink into your lines, and it moves with your skin, so it just gives a really realistic finish. Now, the only problem I've found with this so far is that it's not available at so many retailers, so it's kind of hard to track down, but it is still available. If you look hard enough, you can still get it. Okay, so here's my fully foundation face, minus this little spot right here. And this is just one layer of foundation. And I've been loving this month, and it works in a multitude of ways depending on what you want it to do. And this has treated me well so much, so I'm definitely gonna keep this around in my collection a little bit longer and get some more use out of it. Now for our next product, we have to go in and obviously even out the face quite a bit. So we're gonna take this concealer from Joa Beauty, and this is called the Truly Yours Dark Circle Concealer. Now, ever since this product came out, I was one of the first people to buy it. I just had to have it. And this is kind of like the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. It has that little sponge tip on it. Something that I don't like about this is that because that sponge tip, it does get very dirty, and I'm not a person that likes to have my products stay dirty all the time. So you have to either consistently clean this or just deal with the mess. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to my under eye area. And I really like to use the mini sponge to apply this. It really gets into all my creases, and it just looks really pretty when I'm done blending it. I've also blended out this concealer with a brush just fine, so if you're more of a brush person, that can definitely work for this. And I'm also gonna take this concealer and kind of put it in the center of my face a little bit, just to kind of even everything out. And I'm just taking that same little sponge and just going in and giving that a nice blend. So this is one of those products that I've loved for a long time, and I continue to do so, so I'm gonna keep this around. Now, as far as cream bronzer, I have quite the interesting product, and this one is from Nude Sticks. And this is their all-over face bronze color in the color Sun-Kissed. Now, I know the bronzer trend has been in quite recently, and this is definitely one of those in cream form. This is a bronzer with a very pink rosy hue to it. So when I first got this, I was questioning it, if this was gonna make a good bronzing color. But the more I've been using it, the more it really has impressed me. And something else about this is on the other end, it does have a little blending brush on it, and it does twist off so you can wash this part. So all I do is swipe this product on into the area that I want to apply cream bronzer, and then I take my brush, and all you have to do with this one is pat it. It blends itself. It's so nice. And as I've been using this, I haven't experienced any sort of lifting of my base products. I haven't had any patching or skipping or anything. It's been an overall beautiful product. And I love the unique color that it is. It just brings something different to my collection that I don't have in any other product, actually. So not only am I going to keep this product in my collection, I highly recommend you to check this one out. This one is awesome. Next, we have a cream blush from the brand called Found Beauty, and this is just called their Nourishing Cream Blush Tint, and I have mine in the shade Petal Flush. Now, throughout the whole month, I've tried this blush a plethora of ways, and you know, you can apply a blush so many different ways, but the best way that I found to apply this is to warm it up with your finger, and then once you get a little movement into the product, go ahead and stamp it directly onto your face. This is a very, very stiff formula, and it is kind of hard to work with. But what I do is I just keep stamping it until I build up enough that I'm happy with. And then I just take my angled brush and I just give it a blend. And I've had no issues with it blending or lifting or any of that sort of stuff that you deal with a cream product. This one's performed very nicely, but the actual texture of the product just drives me insane. And I like for my makeup to bring me joy, and I like getting happy applying it. And when something drives me insane, I don't really like to have it in my collection anymore. So this is a product that I am most definitely going to be decluttering. Now guys, if there's one thing in this video that I can convince you to get if you're a makeup lover just like I am, it's this product right here. This is from the brand called Galactic, and this is called their Skin Glow. Now mine is in the shade called Moonlight, and this is unlike any other product that I have ever used before. I know it sounds like I'm being dramatic, but this is absolutely exquisite. This is essentially a cream highlighter, but it performs like a powdered highlighter, and you can use it in any manner that you so please. What I like to do is just take my finger and rub between both shades and just pat it wherever I want to highlight. And I tap it on, and then I just take my brush and kind of even out the edges, and it looks so beautiful. I can't even explain it. So here's what the cream highlighter looks like blended out on my skin, and this product is an absolute win, and I'm so happy that I discovered this in my collection because I've just never seen anything else like this. Highly recommend this one. Our next product is from Maybelline, and this is just a simple Fit Me blush. And I saw this recently on Amazon for $2.91, and you really can't beat that price for this product. This is technically a finishing powder, so it has a more light and airy texture than a typical setting powder. And mine's in a little bit too dark of a shade for me, so I do have to pick up a lighter one, but we're gonna use this for the time being. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set the central area of my face. And then now that I have less product on my brush, I'm gonna go ahead and set the remainder of my face. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep this in my collection. This is just a staple product for me and something I'll probably always keep around. So for the next step, I'm just gonna go ahead and contour with my Ipsy and Gigi Gorgeous one. And this is not a new product or one I'm really testing out. I know I love this one, so this is just a step I always do when I do my makeup. Now we're getting back into the product. So our next one is from Benefit, and this is the old Hula Bronzer. This is an iconic product. Everybody has this. Everybody knows about this. There's not really a lot to say about it. This is most definitely a bronzer. It's very warm toned, and it's sheer in nature, so it's just gonna give you a little bit of warmth to your skin wherever you swipe it on your face. So for this, I'm just gonna take a duo fiber brush, and I just like to swipe it up from my contour and just lightly dust it around the perimeter of my face. So for blush, we're taking one of these Natasha Denona blush duos, and I have palette 18, and I'll show you what this looks like. It's got a dark berry tone and a peach shimmer shade. And what I like to do when I use this is take both shades and mix them together, and then I just pat it onto my cheeks. And this is surprisingly very sheer in nature, so it is not scary whatsoever. That blush just gives you the slightest sheen to your skin, and it blends out beautifully. And then next, for the actual powder highlighter, we're taking this one from Rimmel, and this is their newer highlight product, and this is an absolutely stunning powder. I just take a fluffy brush and kind of just swirl it in there, and then the way I like to use this is pat it onto the area. I just recently got this, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this in my collection so I can play around with it a little bit more. So far, this is how everything looks on my skin. I'm going to go ahead and set it with the Catrice Fixing Spray. And so far, over the course of the month, this hasn't been my favorite mist, but I only have a little bit left, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish it up, but I would definitely not repurchase this. Now for brows, guys. I have 3 products here for my brows, and this has probably been one of my best brow months I've picked yet. So the first thing I'm going to take is this pencil from Wet n Wild, and this is called the Brow Sessive Brow Pencil. And on one side, it's got a really nice spoolie, and on the other side, it's a typical sharpenable pencil. So I'm just going to go ahead and spoolie my brows up a little bit. And the way I like to do my brows is I like to underline them first to kind of frame them out. And I think this pencil has become the most favorited pencil in my entire collection, seriously. Now, as you know, I like to spray my face first with setting spray before I do my brows. And I always have the problem that my brow pencils never work because my eyebrows are a little wet. This pencil just goes right through it. It doesn't matter if your brows are soaking wet, this pencil will just give it to you. So if you've been in the market for a brow pencil that'll really get the job done, look no further. This one is my favorite. Now, once I underline them, I like to take something in the front of my brow. So for this step, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen. And all I do with this is just make some quick flicks in the front of my brow. And I'll tell you what, I've never really had good luck with these brow pens, but this has been the best performing one that I've used. So I don't know if that means anything, but I have had 0 troubles with this one. Usually they run out of ink on me and just stop working, and this one's still kicking. And then for my final step, I always like to go in with a brow gel to set them in place. And this one is from Kosas, and this is the Air Brow. Now, I really like this one because I can get that fluffy brow look with just this gel alone, and I don't even have to go in with a separate gel or wax or anything. This one keeps them in place all day long, and it does kind of separate them out and tint them at the same time. So this is definitely a winner, and I would repurchase this given the need. Now we're ready to move on to eyeshadow, and as far as eyeshadow, I have 2 things. I have a palette and I have a single. So we're gonna use both of these in conjunction and see what we can come up with. So the palette is from Natasha Denona, and this is called the Tropic Palette. This released a long time ago, and it does look like this on the inside. And see this pink shade right here? I'm just gonna go ahead and put this pink shade into my crease. Then I'm going to take this deep red shade and put this on my outer corner. And then I'm going to take this deep brown shade and put this on my lower lash line. Now, as far as my review on this palette, this is really hit or miss. Some of the shadows in here work beautifully and others don't work at all. I'm a blue shadow person, and I love wearing blue shadows, and these in here are just super patchy, so I really don't go towards this for any blue looks. But the matte neutrals in here really do work good. I really don't recommend spending the money on this, but I am personally going to hang on to this because my husband did buy this for me, and he likes when I wear it. Now for the lid shade, we're going to take this little Urban Decay single, and this is in the shade Solstice. And this is such a pretty shadow. I loved wearing this all month. This is a very special looking shadow. What I really like about this shadow is that you can pair it with any eye look, and it really takes on the colors that you pair it with. It's so multi-dimensional, and it just sits on the eye really pretty. So I will be keeping this. This is one of the things that made me the most happy during this month. Now for eyeliner, we have this really bright neon one from Lovecraft Beauty, and this is their gel liner. Now this is a sharpenable pencil, so I just gave it a quick sharpen, and we're gonna go ahead and line the eyes with this. I really don't have too many colors like this in my eyeliner collection, so I do like the uniqueness of this, but when I apply this to my waterline, it really doesn't hold that neon characteristic. It turns more yellow. So I'm just going to keep this in my collection until I find a true neon yellow eyeliner. For mascara, we have the ColourPop Act Natural Mascara. If you were looking for a decent mascara for a really affordable price, I would definitely say go for this one. I get really good length and volume with this, but the only thing I don't like about this one is that I don't think this brush, let me show it to you really quick. Here's what the wand looks like, and I don't like this wand for the lower lashes. I just think it's too big and plump, and it doesn't really coat the lower lashes in any sort of manner. But for the top lashes, I really do like it. So this mascara has quite a few uses left out of it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up, and this is definitely one that I would repurchase. Now for this month's lip products, I did choose 2 of them. I have this Fenty Stunna lip paint, and then I have one from By Terry, and this is called the Terribly Velvet Rouge liquid lipstick. So I have 2 liquid lipsticks, one's more reddish and one's more pinkish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just mix both of these. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them as I apply them. On the Fenty, we kind of have an odd slanted hourglass applicator. And what I like about this one is you do not need a lip liner because this lets you get into the most tiniest precision areas. So this is just one layer. I didn't have to re-dip in the tube, and this is full opacity. I have been absolutely loving this, and I wouldn't mind having a few more of these. So now we're going to go into the By Terry one and just go ahead and put this in the center. This one also has a precision hourglass applicator. And this lipstick has more of a mousse-like formula. Now, there's something that I would like to mention about this, and this is highly, highly scented of rose. It is scented so hardcore that you can taste it for a very long time. So if you don't like scented products, stay very far away from this, but I don't mind it, and it kind of adds to the experience. So these products have done me well throughout the month, and I'm gonna keep both of these. So guys, that is my entire monthly makeup routine, and I showed you which products I'm gonna be keeping to play around with a little bit more and which ones I'm gonna be getting rid of. And like always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm pretty familiar with all these products since I've been using them so consistently. But other than that, that is all I have for today's video. So if you did like it, please give me a giant thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, just hit that thumbs down button. And until next time, bye!